and it could create serious questions about the integrity of the election. And to do this when there are a closely divided country as we are is playing with fire, in my view.
All right, strong words coming from the Attorney General there. Joining us now to discuss this is Texas Congressman Brian Babin. Congressman, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Good to be with you both.
Congressman, you heard the Attorney General there. Are they playing with fire?
There's no question about it. They're playing with fire. This is the probably the most important election of our lifetimes. This is going to be the crossroads of whether America remains a constitutional free republic with sovereign borders and with solvent budgets and with strong military and freedom of the press, freedom in our constitutional freedoms, versus the Democrat idea of anarchy, tearing down our history and open borders and the whole 9 yards. This is an important election that we cannot afford to have any possibility of fraudulent election problems. And with the mail-in ballots that we have, I can just tell you this: the same Democrat Party that allows and urges illegal aliens to vote in U.S. elections and wanting to give them driver's licenses wonders why Republicans are opposed to this. We simply do not trust the whole process the way they're doing it. And so we cannot afford to have a massive mail-in ballots which cannot be verified.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, one interesting thing is, Congressman, you have not only the left, but also the media blurring the lines between what the difference is of mail-in voting and absentee voting. Just yesterday, CNN wrote an article about Trump and the First Lady requesting mail-in ballots, despite attacks, going on to say that they are being two-sided here because now they're going to do mail-in ballots. How concerning is this that we have the mainstream media going out there and trying to make it seem like there is no difference between absentee voting and mail-in voting?
It's simply, Lindsay, it's just simply a false narrative. You know, the difference between absentee voting and mail-in ballots is immense. I served in the military for a number of years and served overseas several times. And absentee ballots they can be secured, totally different from just massive boxes full of generic mail-in ballots that seem to turn up all over the place. You can't verify who signed them. You can't verify when. And they seem to mysteriously turn up at the end of races and benefit Democrats. We simply cannot afford to have this. And you know what? I can understand exactly where the president and the first lady are coming from, but they're honest. The problem is we've seen too many times. We've seen this operation before. A number of elections, especially in California and various other places, where at the close of the polls, the Republican won, and a week or two later, we lose. So we cannot afford to have this.
Congressman, the left and the media have said that Dr. Fauci is the utmost authority when it comes to what we can and cannot do as a society. Dr. Fauci, in an interview today, said that voting in person is safe if followed by the proper precautions, i.e. wearing a mask and socially distancing. Does this undermine the narrative that the media and the left have perpetuated that we must vote by mail?
I think it does. I really do. I think, you know, Dr. Fauci seems to be a great authority in many circles. And the fact that he said previously said he didn't want to get involved in any kind of a political thing, but here he is saying we can safely vote wearing masks and voting in person. So absolutely, I think this just takes the Democrat and mainstream media narrative, throws it right out the window and turns it upside down.
Congressman, I want to switch gears with you a little bit to talk about conventions. We have the DNC starting next week. The Democrats have a lot of momentum going into this next week with the Biden-Harris ticket raising now $45 million since announcing Harris. You know, just a week after that is the RNC. What does the Trump campaign and the RNC need to do to kind of get that same pizzazz and momentum on their side as well?
Well, just remember this. The Democrat Party is always going to have plenty of billionaires out there They claim that we're in the tank for business, and yet many of these corporations seem to pony up for the Democrat side time after time. I guess you just can't fix stupid a lot of times. But they're free enterprise will be one of the first things that goes right out the window if we get a Biden-Harris ticket elected to the next administration. And so I think it's absolutely important for us to remember, what we're doing here, and in terms of the November election coming up. This is the most extreme, radical ticket that the Democrats have ever fielded for a presidential campaign. And we know that Biden is pretty much in the tank and is not really his own man. And now that he's appointed Kamala Harris to be his running mate, she will be the attack dog. And I think we're going to see if they get elected, our Democratic Republic is going to be in extreme danger. Over the next 2 to 3 years, I think we're going to see some really, really tremendously extreme radical ideas: open borders, rolling back tax cuts, coming in with more regulatory bureaucracy, abolishing police departments, our military. Over and over again, we're going to see a lot of extreme, like Green New Deal. A Green New Deal agenda will destroy the state of Texas and many other states as well. We cannot afford this. And I think if we just get our message out, we're going to be out there. The president has done a bang-up job. He has done a tremendous job fighting against COVID. He got our economy going again, the best economy, lowest unemployment rate in 60 years. We can do it again. But we've got to get that message out, and that's what it's going to take.
All right, Congressman Babin, great to see you. Thanks for being with us here on a Friday.
You're welcome. Great to see you, Sean and Lindsay.
All right.